It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Oh, you got to turn your volume off, Tom. Anyway, Tom had volume going and it was going to cause a major feedback in the background. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast, and this is the 7th day of April, 2025, brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scooter Around, and by chilliescruises. I got a major announcement to make here this morning. First thing, also today, got several stories of significance. One, the world's largest cruise terminal opened. We're going to talk a good bit about two Norwegian ships that are going to be leaving the fleet. The CEO arrested for choking another guest. CDC layoffs cut cruise ship inspections. Voters to decide on Grand Cayman Cruise Dock. And Carnival announces the names of its next two ships. And I have a relationship with both. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, lots more live here at 11 o'clock this morning on today's show. Today, folks, is National Beer Day. I'm not much of a beer drinker. I'll have one on occasions. So I might just have to have a beer at dinner tonight just to celebrate today. I don't mind that. This day in history. In 1959, after 51 years, Oklahoma finally ends prohibition. Wow. Can you imagine how thirsty those people were? Oof. Congratulations to Oklahoma for coming into the real world. All right, if you're a podcast person, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. All the big guys just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News and pops the fat guy. Okay. So the first thing this morning comes in the way of an announcement that the captain made. Actually, it's been about an hour and a half ago now, maybe 2 hours ago. So he does his daily announcement and goes over the weather and the seas and so forth. By the way, the roughest part of our 2 days of roughness was yesterday morning, and we were in 6-meter waves. Okay, that's like, what's that? 6 meters is 19.5 feet or something like that. That's some pretty good rocking and rolling, folks. So, and that was officially the height of the waves there for a while. It was windy. That obviously adds to it. But anyway, things have calmed down considerably today. We are at 2.5 meters, I believe it was. We've cranked up the speed back up to 22 knots, and it's much smoother. It's been partly cloudy, but there have been breaks of sunshine, so that hasn't been bad. The important part of the announcement this morning is that tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock-ish, 11 to noon, we will actually go into Gibraltar, go past the Rock of Gibraltar. Then we have to make a stop in Gibraltar. Now, this isn't a port stop, folks. It's a stop for an emergency evacuation. So somebody on the ship is either hurt or sick or whatever, and needs further medical attention. Now, Tom and I were talking at lunch about can they bring a helicopter on the Epic? I'm not sure if there's a helipad on here. I know there's a lot of space on 18, which is a deck that is virtually hidden. It might be because of the roughness of the seas or the wind or whatever. It might not be suitable for bringing a helicopter in. So we're stopping at Gibraltar for a medical evacuation. How long that's going to take, we don't know. Is that going to affect any further port times or any of that? We don't know that either. Our next port of call is our first port of call, actually, is Palma, Mallorca. I'm kind of looking forward to that, even though I don't know that I'll even attempt to go to the downtown. It's like a $20 bus ride back and forth. It's a little bit longer, probably than I'd want to roll on the scooter without running the risk of, running out. But I'll get off the port and see what's around the port area in Mallorca. I've been to Mallorca before. I've been to Mallorca twice, but I have never been here on a cruise ship. My trips to Spain, and I've been to Spain 4 times, I believe, three or four times. I've all been flying over, so I have a little experience with Spain. Some of it good, some of it bad. I love Spain, though. I love Barcelona. I'm looking forward to Barcelona. That's my favorite city in the world. So looking forward to that. Anyway, so that's our announcement today. We're less than 24 hours from seeing Gibraltar, and we're going to see it in the daylight. Many of the cruises, and the two that Tom has been on in his vast cruising career, he's been past Gibraltar twice, but in the middle of the night, once at midnight and once at like 2 a.m. The ones that he was at midnight, they had lights and you could actually see off in the distance the Rock of Gibraltar. The other one was at 2 a.m. The lights were off. So we're going to be doing that in daylight. Of course, obviously, we're hoping for good weather. But anyway, and we're on the right side of the ship for that. The other thing, since we have to make a medical evacuation, not evaluation. Did I say that wrong before too? Evacuation. We'll be able to, maybe get some film of Gibraltar, even though we can't get off the ship, but from our balcony. So I'm going to make Hot Air Tom move his office so I can get out on the balcony tomorrow, no matter what the weather is, because that's clearly going to be a highlight for me on the cruise. So anyway, we're going to do that. All right, guys. So I'll be back with a bunch of news stories here after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, we're going to start off this morning with the world's largest cruise terminal. MSC Cruises officially opened the world's largest cruise terminal at Port Miami on Saturday, marking a major milestone in the cruise industry. The 492,000 square foot MSC Miami Cruise Terminal features cutting-edge technology, including a fully biometric embarkation process that streamlines check-in, security, and boarding. Designed by Arquitectonica and built by Fincantieri Infrastructure, the terminal can process up to 36,000 guests daily and serve 3 ships simultaneously. It will also be the new home port for MSC's flagship MSC World America.
Hello, my name is Eileen. I'm from Philippines.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And finally, this morning, I heard a story that I hate to report, something that's been bouncing around since February. It does now appear that Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings has reached an agreement to sell both the Norwegian Sun and the Norwegian Sky to Cordelia Cruises in India. This would happen sometime in 2027, it appears, as the ships are currently scheduled through March of 2027. Currently, Cordelia has one ship, the former Empress of the Seas of Royal Caribbean. I've sailed on both the Sun and the Sky, and I like them both a lot. I hate losing that size ship. Oh well. Okay, so we've even had an ad that this was going to be my last story today. As you noticed, I said, made some reference to that finally this morning. It's not finally now. So we've got an add-on to that. Information keeps coming in all the time, but it does appear that Sky will be leaving in 26, like I believe it was November of 26. I don't remember the exact date. So it's going to be leaving early. Sun will start for Cordelia cruising in November of 27. Hot Air Tom is waving his arms. Was that for something specific? No, I guess not. He's on a delay over there, I think. Oh, he's waving at everybody. I see. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm not even paying attention to that. All right, so we're losing two ships, and man, they were great ships. The Sun was the first Norwegian ship I ever sailed on, and I enjoyed her from the beginning. I've been on Sky twice now. Been on Sun twice. So anyway, special greetings to Chillie Cruises from Captain Rune Meyer from Norway.
Tell me your name and where you're from.
I'm Harold John Herrera from the Philippines, all the way from Cebu.
Hey, travelers planning on a trip to Florida? We've extended our discounts on mobility equipment rentals in Orlando and Kissimmee throughout the spring. Save on scooters, wheelchairs, power chairs, and more. These offers are valid for popular locations like Disney World, Universal Studios, and SeaWorld. Orlando mobility rentals are 15% off until May 31st, 2025. Call Scoot Around at 1-888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rates. Kenneth DiGiorgio, the 53-year-old CEO of First American Financial, a Southern California mortgage lending company, was arrested for allegedly choking another passenger aboard the Resilient Lady at the 360 Degree on the Rocks bar. The altercation apparently began over a request by DiGiorgio for the guests to wear shoes on the dance floor, leading to threats and a physical confrontation. According to a criminal complaint filed, DiGiorgio grabbed the guest by the neck and threatened his life, which was captured on the ship's security cameras. FBI Special Agent William Waters said the choking incident led to charges of assault within the maritime territorial jurisdiction of the United States, which is an assault under federal jurisdiction. Members of the staff of Resilient Lady said it was no big deal, and the media is overblowing the situation.
Philippines. Hi, Chillie.
The CDC is said to lack the resources to continue cruise ship health inspections under its vessel sanitation program. Multiple sources said the U.S. agency's Division of Environmental Health Science and Practice, which oversees the VSP, saw significant layoffs earlier this week. The VSP, of course, that's the vessel sanitation program, was established to inspect health standards on cruise ships. It issues a very public score on how well ships operate and maintain public health standards across 8 areas. The VSP also monitors data on illnesses on board and responds to outbreaks. The layoffs have been said to have left the USP in place, but the appropriate staff is not required to regularly inspect cruise ships that call in U.S. ports. Bummer for the cruise industry.
Go.
Hello, my name is Mr. Rose, alright, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, alright? Hip hip hooray to Chillie Cruises.
Hey there, St. Vincent.
In less than a month, the people of Grand Cayman will vote on whether to build a new cruise pier with berthing facilities big enough for large cruise ships. Cruise passengers are all for it, but local residents have a lot to think about. There are certainly good arguments on both sides of the equation. Either way, 25. Not sure what happened to the audio on that. The story was that in less than a month, they're voting. There seems to be some controversy between the cruise folks and island folks, which is normal with these kind of things. And there seems to be pretty decent arguments on both sides of the equation. So up until the actual election, again, less than a month, there's going to be some contentious arguing back and forth in Grand Cayman. Be interesting to see what happens. Also, my little clips with crew members, I don't know why they keep breaking up and losing parts of it. But anyway, I thought it'd be good to throw these on and show some of the crew.
Where you're from?
Arnell from Philippines. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tell me your name and where you're from.
I'm Christopher from Philippines, all the way from Philippines.
Awesome.
Carnival President Christine Duffy announced the names of the next 2 XL-class ships built at Meyer Werft Shipyard in Papenburg, Germany, and outfitted with LNG, that's of course liquefied natural gas. In paying homage to Carnival's history, the 4th XL-class ship will be the Carnival Festival, due out to be completed in 2027, and the Carnival Tropical in 2028. Originally, MS Festival and MS Tropical were among the first vessels to sail under Carnival banner in 1977 and 1981, respectively. I was lucky enough to sail on both multiple times. Duffy also announced.
Okay, I want you to tell me your name and where you're from into the camera.
All right, my name is Noel, and I'm from the Philippines.
Good and place. He makes great Bloody Marys.
Cheers, enjoy.
Meet the American Cruise Line's American Liberty. At a capacity of just 100 guests, American Liberty offers the best quality of expedition adventure cruising with the refinement, luxury, stability, and land proximity of river cruising. The design of the ship allows rare access into small ports and the ability to travel on almost any river or waterway in the U.S. With land never out of sight, American Liberty is a practical alternative to ocean expedition, allowing for more time to explore each port in depth. Built in 2024, the American Liberty offers 2 main itineraries: Cape Cod cruise round trip from Boston, the Chesapeake Bay cruise round trip from Baltimore. For more information, give me a call, 434-258-9264. American Cruise Line, where small ship cruising is done perfectly. All right, that actually puts an end to the news portion of today's show. And Hot Air Tom pointed out to me that I cut off the Carnival story a paragraph too early, so I'll go back and just tell you what it said. President Christine Duffy also announced the new ships will not have the Bolt roller coaster, which is being replaced on the newer XL class ships with a brand new outdoor activity area called Sensation Point, expanding waterworks zone and providing more entertainment offerings. My apologies to Madam Duffy for screwing up her story. Anyway. All right, so that does end the news portion of today's show. Again, my apologies for the little audio glitches and some of the stories today. Again, we've had some issues with the Wi-Fi coming and going. As a general rule, it's been pretty decent, but it will have some holes along the way. Of course, we've been in the middle of the ocean, so it's not really surprising. All right, so let's see who's with us in the chat room and fussing at me as normal. Mike's with us, says good afternoon, Chillie and everyone. Of course, Mike and I are on the same time right now. Hot Air Tom says just west of the Strait of Gibraltar, where we're due to pass around 11 a.m. ship time tomorrow. Hello, everyone, from Deck 9 Portside on the Epic. Chillie is speaking in Hong Kong tongue. Help me. Oh, so, yeah. Mike says hello. Robin's with us. Hey, Robin. Robin, I hear you soundly kicked two males, I won't mention their names, kicked their butts on the bowling alley yesterday. Good for you. Go, girl. I'm not going to embarrass either Kenneth or Tom that Robin kicked their butts. So I just point that out. Bob's with us, says good morning, gang, on a rainy day. Yes, indeed. Katie's here. Good afternoon to you, Chillie and cruising gang. Good morning to everyone else. Yes, it is. There's Joanne, says howdy. There's Roger from Jacksonville. My 11 years in Oklahoma drinking mostly 3.2 beer. Yeah. God, you remember that stuff? That was awful. When I was about, I don't know, 14, 15 years old, I ended up getting a false ID that I could actually buy beer, and it was that nasty 3.2 stuff. I thought I was doing something great, getting 3.2 beer. Yeah. Beware of anti-tourist demonstrations in Majorca. Yeah, I know. I've read about that before. Again, I'm thinking seriously about not going into town. I mean, it is someplace that I've spent a fairly decent amount of time in my life. And it'd be good to get off the ship. And I don't know what's around the cruise port. So I'm going to play that kind of by ear, because then maybe, I can always jump a cab if they have some with wheelchair accessibility and go into town, because it's not that far. But it's probably a little further than I'd be comfortable with, not knowing the sidewalks and rampage, since I haven't been here since I've been on a chair. But we'll see. Hot Air Tom says to Mike, I will be wearing my Pull and Bear pants bought in Lisbon. Pull and Bear pants? Will that make me look more non-American? Hot Air Tom, there's nothing that's going to make you look non-American. We need to find some Guinness. You're not going to get Guinness in Spain, Tom. Oh, maybe now. I mean, it used to be that was strictly in England. Todd's with us. Good morning, Todd. Hi, Gretchen out in Ohio. How you doing, Gretchen? Where is Em? I told her she needed to be here today. Mike says, sorry, Tom, I think you'll stick out as an American. Yeah, me too. For Sundays in Ohio, at least you could drink at 18. Yeah, you guys were a lot more liberal than we were in the South. So anyway, All right, that's going to wrap up today's show. Again, folks, as always, thanks for being here. I do so appreciate it. And as always, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. A little bit smaller crowd in the house than we've been getting today. I don't know where maybe our ex people are, but also don't know how well my advertising for the show is going out. But so we'll see as we get into closer to ports here. I think we'll see things picking up. But at any rate, thanks for being here, guys. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas, just like Miriam and Lourdes and Hot Hair Tom and me and Gary Older Than Dirt and a bunch of other people. Peg Lorenzen I've seen several times on the ship. Some of you might remember her from The Joy. Kenneth and Robin, of course. I have fun with them. So I'm proud of Robin. That's awesome. All right, guys. I'll see everybody back here on Wednesday. Same time, same channel. That's going to be either 4 in the afternoon or 5 in the afternoon my time. Strange. So, but we'll see you Wednesday, whatever happens. All right, guys. Have a great day, everybody. And I'll see you back here next time. Thanks for being here.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises, I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.